Okay. Hello, everybody. Sorry you guys didn't get to see my hair before I took it down today, but I braided it recently, and it was, you can see all the like waves and stuff. I call it my wild woman hair. This is what my hair looks like when I braid it when it's wet, like after I shampoo it or something. I get out of the shower. When my hair's wet, I'll braid it, and then I'll do what I call the genie tail, and I made me a little poof. It was real cute. Next time I do it that way, I'll live stream it on here. That is my cat's tail, by the way. She just got to see what mommy's doing, so she's climbing all over the stuff that I wish she wouldn't climb all over, because then she's gonna end up knocking my mouse somewhere. Silly kitty. But anyway, today I wanted to do chapter 3 of the Magickal Retreat, but before I can do that, I have to find my glasses and let's see, keep my cat from stepping on this again, because she'll just knock it over again. I'll move it up here so that way it won't fall. Yeah, she's just like right here. She has these, I don't know, moments, I guess you could say, where she's just absolutely gotta have my attention. And it's like, oh crap, I gotta, I'm not allowed to do anything else. And then she gets mad at me when I, end up scaring her down. But I'm sorry, Kalika, mommy had to get her glasses. I try to carry my glasses with me every time I, travel, because, like, especially when I'm going and I'm seeing friends and stuff. And I better put that out of the camera shot. So if I got some in there, I guess I got some in there. Hey, here we go. Okay, let me find them. I got a test for you guys. And I'm not going to say nothing. But who am I? Look at the glasses and what they are. Look at the hair. I'm missing feathers and a lot more bracelets, and call me Janis Joplin. So I'd be Sister Janice in her honor. She's another one that was, taken young, and that's sad. It's really sad. Excuse me while I turn around here. I've got to move a bunch of stuff. Oh, look, I got me some bluebells. I have fairies in the house. And first and foremost, nice big shout out. I love you to Jay Tannenbaum. He's my first subscriber, and he's a good friend of mine. He's a good teacher, a good magic teacher. But because our lives are so hectic and goofy right now, we don't really have a whole lot of time to get together. And he lives clear on the west side bottoms, and I'm clear up here on the east side. And now I'm going to probably destroy the fact that my husband is laying down and trying to take it easy, because he's had a hectic few days too. We both have. Okay, this, I don't know when I'll get to do them, but this is my hot massage rocks. They're like 8 lava rocks, and you put them in water for half an hour, and then you lay a towel on your back, or if your clothing is thick enough, you could just lay it on the clothing, and you can like set them down your back, like I would have one on the back of my neck, and it would go on down. Okay. Before I do the Magickal Retreat, I decided to do this little thing. Okay, it is the 3rd. Now, forgive me for the mispronunciations of everything, because I don't speak another language. Well, let's see, I speak Brit. Maybe I'll do some British speaking on here. But anyway, let's see. Hakata Dontaku, Japan. The goddess of the day, Amaterasu. Now, Amaterasu, oddly enough, is a goddess in a deck that I have on my phone. So, interesting, yes. Themes: sun, tradition, unity, blessings, community, kinship, symbols, mirror, gold, or yellow items. Oh, so the fairy is from her. Thank you, Amaterasu. I thought that I knew it was reminding me of someone. This is a fairy coaster that I got. See the sun, the gold, the yellow colors, and it's like she's dancing on the water and the sun is setting behind her. That's Amaterasu to me. I mean, I think it's adorable. Okay, symbols, mirror, gold, or yellow items. So the yellow items, that's explained. Mirror, don't have one handy. About Amaterasu. Amaterasu is unique among goddesses, being one of the few women to personify the sun. In Japan, she rules over cultural unity, kinship, and the blessings that someone with the name Illuminating Heaven might be expected to bestow. It is Amaterasu's sun that nudges the greenery to reach toward her light, just as her gentle energy prods us toward reestablishing harmony in all our relationships. To do today, this is for the 3rd, so this was actually from yesterday, but I got the idea just now, so I'll read the 4th, which is actually today, the goddess of the day and everything. The first week of May in Japan is called Golden Week, and it's a time when Amaterasu's solar beauty shines. The Hakata Festival is a national holiday that includes celebrations for children and a special parade depicting Japan's legendary deities. Take a moment to join the festivities long distance. Remember Amaterasu by wearing gold-colored items today and opening as many curtains as possible to let in her glorious light. Once the curtains are opened, take a hand mirror and reflect the light into every corner of your home. This draws Amaterasu's unifying energy into your living space and guards against discord among all who dwell therein. Also, to ensure that no malevolence enters from outside the home, put a mirror facing outward in an eastern window where Amaterasu rises. This is a Buddhist custom for turning away negativity and evil influences. So she was the goddess of yesterday, because this goes by date. It's 365, A Daily Guide to the Magic and Inspiration of the Goddess by Patricia Telesco. I highly recommend it. Fairy gatherings! Oh my gosh! Ireland, May Eve. Today, even though it's the 4th, it's May Eve. Wow. Okay, themes. Fairies, magic, protection, leadership. That would be me. Justice, law. Symbols, birds, gold. About mauve. Or May Eve. No, mauve. Okay, I'm sorry, mauve. Mauve, May Eve. Yeah, right. Okay, Mauve oversees today's merrymaking among the citizens of Fae. She also attends to human affairs by providing protection, wise leadership, and prudent conventions. Works of art depict Mauve with golden birds on her shoulders, whispering magical knowledge into her ear. Okay, now Maeve is the spelling of it. So, to do today, near the beginning of May, the wee folk of Ireland come out of hiding for a grand celebration of spring. If you don't want the Mauve and the citizens of Fae to pull pranks on you today, take precautions, as the Europeans do. Avoid traveling, put a piece of clothing on inside out, wear something red, and leave the fairy folk an offering of sweet bread, honey, or ale. In some cases, this will please the fairies so much that they will offer to perform a service or leave you a gift in return. Either is fine with me. When you need to improve your command of a situation or inspire more equity, call on Mauve through this spell. Take a piece of white bread and toast it until it's golden brown. Scratch into the bread a word or phrase representing your goal. For example, if raises at work haven't been given out fairly, write the words work and raises. Distribute the crumbs from this to the birds so they can convey your need directly to Mauve's ears. So there you go. There's a spell of the day, a goddess of the day. The goddess of today is Mauve, and she's of the Fae. I will definitely try to leave some honey out for them. And I just ask, if I do end up going out and traveling today, guys, please don't give me a hard time. Go easy on me, the Fae, because I love them dearly, and I don't want to have any, agitated, negative feelings towards them because they're playing a prank and they're just, they think it's fun. It's harmless. Okay, now let me make sure I'm in the right. Okay, how did it jump all the way? Never mind. My book, okay, chapter 3. I thought I had it marked with something. Maybe it fell out. Chapter 3 of the Magickal Retreat book. Who are you and what do you need? Follow your bliss, and the universe will open doors for you where there were only walls. Consider those times in your life that stand out as truly special or memorable. What made them that way? Simple. At those moments, you stepped outside of the routine, the mundane, and experienced something new. Think about those times. Tally them. They're like crystalline shards lodged in one's memory, and although most are happy memories, a few are not. For me, one of my most powerful memory moments goes back to grade school on the day President Kennedy was killed. Although the import was well outside of childish understanding, I could feel the sorrow and energies swirling around me, and I knew something terrible and momentous had happened. Other memories: seeing Glacier National Park for the first time, the birth of, gotta turn the page, my child, receiving a master's degree, the devastation of September 11, 2001, the bittersweet days spent taking my children to college, the first time death touched me personally, watching Mount St. Helens erupt, seeing my first book in print, working magic for the first time, and that glorious moment of knowing it was real. Your magical retreat will help you discover ways to step out of the ordinary and into the extraordinary. You'll access a special kind of intensity, creating the liminal space needed for your soul to be touched and shifting you towards meaningful personal growth. Ideally, the experience will become one of those truly memorable moments, a time in your life when you will understand that something very special has happened. In other words, you will undertake and fulfill your own heroic journey, and you will be changed by the experience. Yay, good for us. Go team, right? Okay, your journey begins with questions. The simplest way to start with a self-interview. If I had 24 hours of my own time to devote to my magical and spiritual practices, what could I accomplish? So write that down, put it aside, leave a sheet of paper empty because you'll probably fill it. I'm just guessing. And then answer it later because there's one other one here for the moment. Let's just go with that one. I say, write down your responses, then continue with, if I had 24 hours of my own to devote to my magical and spiritual practices, what would I choose to do? How would I fill those hours? Write that one down, put it aside, go back to it later. Take lots of notes, writing down everything that comes to mind, even if it may seem of little importance at the time. Allow your unconscious to speak to you. The inner voice, aka one's inner sage, is always wise. Take the inventory process further with these practical mind magics. Journaling, beginning with your what could I accomplish and what would I choose answers. Use your journal to expand these, capturing ideas, thoughts, and keywords. Don't miss anything. Every bit of inspiration, no matter how large or small, may become a central part of your retreat experience. Take notes, make sketches, or try an invention technique. Neuroscience has shown that brainstorming types of activities are immensely useful in creating ideas, when writers are examined using positron emission tomography, PET, scanning the brains of those using invention techniques. Light up in regions that normally sit stagnant when one simply stares at a blank piece of paper or a blank computer screen. Below are several ideas for what writing teachers call invention. Ways of brainstorming ideas. Free writing. I'm a free writer, kind of. For 5 to 10 minutes, select one of your ideas. Then sit with paper and pencil and simply write whatever comes to mind. Write quickly and without thinking. Keep the pencil moving. If you can't think of something to write, doodle until you can, but keep the pencil in motion. It sounds odd, but it's an important part of the brain to paper process. Don't edit or censor the material, and don't worry about spelling. punctuation, or even complete sentences. Just allow the words and ideas to flow from your mind to your paper as quickly as they can. Listing. Using a prompt or central idea, make a list of quick impressions that occur to you when you consider your idea. Try to capture sensory details, consider sounds, smells, visual elements, colors, places, and people connected to your idea. Clustering. Write your idea in the center of a piece of paper and draw a circle around it. Think of a word that comes to mind when considering your central idea. Draw a circle around that too, then draw a line that connects the two bubbles. Continue this process. Each bubble word can be used to generate others, and they can each be connected to others' words they're related to. Continue this process until you run out of inspirations and connections. For best results, use a large piece of paper and a bright or colored ink. I would recommend gel pens or Sharpies, or, use your imagination. Heck, crayon if that's all you got. Colored pencils even, For best results, use a large piece of paper and a bright or colored ink. As you might suspect, this type of invention technique works especially well for those who are visual learners. You learn by seeing, better. You absorb by seeing how something's done. You may want to use a prompt to help you begin using these techniques. Some of us write more freely when given a specific idea to begin with. Here are a few prompts to help you get started. You're home alone, with no responsibilities and no tasks. What is the first thing you do? Write it down, put it aside. A magical skill I've always wanted to know more about is ... Put it aside. I have always wanted to make this magical tool ... Put it aside. So you write these all down, put it aside, and then go back through and you'll find your own whatever you're looking for that suits you. That's why I love this book. It really does work for each individual person, and it doesn't matter if we never meet. It doesn't, it's still beneficial for both because you're giving and you're receiving. So people doing this and benefiting from it, then hopefully they will think of me kindly and, thank and appreciate that, hey, she really cares, because I do. I really do care about people. I don't want the haters. I don't need the haters. And I'm telling you right now, the first hater that I encounter on here, the first troll, I will use my friend Jay. I'll ask him, because I know he'd do it. I'll ask him to be moderator so that we can keep the trolls out, because there ain't no trolls coming here. The way I feel about the Wiccan read is, and then, write it on a piece of paper, push it aside. You carry an indigo velvet bag that holds your most special magical materials. What's inside? So like if there's certain items, crystals, pieces that friends have given you, what's inside the pouch? What is sacred to you that you would put it in its own special little container? The most magical color is, and this means the most magical color for you. What is the first color you feel is the most magical? Because then chances are it's a color that you're going to be able to use in the future to help yourself in other ways. Write that down, put it aside. Or you can write all these on one piece if you want, because some of them are short, some are long. I just figure, if you write one down and then put it aside, then you have that whole page and then the back side of that page to write down whatever you need to write down. The most important thing about the pagan tradition is, and then decide, one thing that frustrates me about my magical path is, and then open your hand to reveal a beautiful crystal. So when I go to Ravenwood Castle, my goal is to go up there on the 28th. And I will definitely take my laptop because we are definitely going to live stream from the cabin for sure. I'm hoping that either me, my husband Chris, and our daughter Alicia will be going, possibly for 2 nights if we can, throw together $314.71 or something like that. It's over $300 for 2 nights. And the cabins are in the Huntsman's Hollow. If you've seen my other videos, I'm sure I've mentioned them. But the end of May, it'll either be me, Chris, and Alicia going, I'm hoping, or me, Jay, Will, and Chris going. Jay and Will are a couple of friends of ours. So, and Jay is, yes, he's my friend I'm speaking of on here. Okay, let me get back to this so I don't get too distracted. More on that stuff later. Just one of my spirit guides remind me or something. Meditation. Meditation is a skill that takes one from a normal waking mundane state into a position of focused, inward calm. Through this inward focused state, meditation helps one look in, giving a vantage and perspective that might otherwise be missed. As with journaling and invention, it's now well known that meditation allows a certain type of mental access that boosts intuition, intelligence, and memory. Recent research suggests that regular meditation relieves stress, reduces the likelihood of experiencing certain chronic illnesses, and may even extend the lifespan. Meditation is also great for gaining personal insights and retrieving memories, both of which can help you see or clarify a productive vision of the path ahead. The balanced and or liminal spaces provided by dawn, noon, sunset, and midnight are especially powerful times for meditation. But you can meditate at any time and in any place, provided you have the right mindset. Before you begin, spend a few minutes thinking about your questions and ideas. If possible, choose a quiet, serene surrounding, whether in or outdoors. Center or ground and center. See the next page before beginning. Sit quietly in a comfortable position with your hands and arms relaxed in your lap. Either close your eyes or select a focal point to work with. A candle or crystal works well for some people. Take several... Wait a second, let me redo that. I was losing my focus. Okay, take several long, slow, deep breaths. Concentrating on feeling the air move in and out of your body. Empty your brain of all thoughts, literally thinking of nothing. Don't let your mind wander or become distracted. If you begin thinking about something, stop and whisper the words, nothing or clear. Then begin again to clear your mind of thoughts. Some people find it helpful to use a mantra, a single word that is repeated to create a near trance. One of my favorites, of course, is... Feel free to do it with me, those of you that know what it is, because you'll know it as soon as I start doing it. I think within probably 3 to 5 seconds you'll know, oh, that's that one. And it's right here on the page. E.g., and so on. Wow, I feel more focused already and grounded. Yay. When your meditation is finished, consciously pull your psychic self back into your human body. Centering, followed by grounding, will bring your energies back to your core, allow you to dissipate excess energy, and leave you with both restoration and a sense of completion. Immediately after finishing your meditation, take out your journal and make notes about the experience. Meditation is an important mind magic skill, and it's one that improves dramatically with practice. Journaling after each session and then reviewing your notes from time to time will provide evidence of your progress. Grounding and centering. Grounding is a way to access the Earth's energy and merge your own energy with it. The process anchors you to the mother planet, giving you a rock-solid foundation that is unlikely to be affected by any external energies that come your way and threaten to interrupt whatever you're doing. In addition, grounding provides a natural conduit of energy to draw into before doing any sort of energy work. And it also provides you a way to send back unneeded energy at the end of magic or ritual workings. Finally, it provides a powerful means of focus and a very real step between mundane and magical realms. To ground. Sit or stand according to whatever feels more comfortable. Although it's possible to ground anywhere, work outdoors if you can, ideally at the base of a tree. If sitting, place your hands on the earth. If standing, reach your hands down toward the ground. Close your eyes and feel the points at which your body is touching the earth. Imagine your body growing thick roots that reach deeply into the rock and soil, becoming one with the bedrock. Visualize the roots penetrating Earth's molten core. Feel this radiant energy and imagine the energy as a single brilliant color. Taking slow, deep breaths, pull the energy and warmth up into your body, feeling the warm color and radiance surrounding you and allowing it to flood every part of your body. Hi, Carmela. This is my other kitty cat. She's over to see Mommy and say hi. What are you doing, Mama? Who are you talking to, Mama? Centering. Centering means taking energy and gathering it within yourself so it's focused and ready to work with. Freshly gathered energy may ping-pong around inside you, leaving you feeling edgy, unfocused, and tired. This can also lead to the magical hangover that is all too common after energetic ritual work. Centering is a way to organize and focus your energy, leaving you prepared to do magic, engage in ritual, or undertake creative works. To center. Sit quietly with eyes closed. Breathe slowly and evenly, feeling the connection between your energy and each breath. Imagine each breath pulling your energy deep into your center. For most people, the center is somewhere in the midsection and often right behind the navel. Feel the gathering energy as a sensation of warmth and comfort deep within. Do I ground first? Center first? Can I center without grounding? Ground without centering? If you feel tired or flat, I suggest you begin with grounding. This will help you gather energy and might bring you to life a bit. Once you're juiced up, centering will then help you organize the energies and will create a sense of focused calm. If you feel that you're already energized, but you want to create a sense of focus and readiness before you begin working, skip grounding and go directly to centering. Once centered, you'll be ready to go. When you finish a creative or magical activity, grounding provides a way to return excess energy back to the earth. The easiest way to do this is to ground normally and then sit or kneel on the earth, placing your hands on the ground and sending the excess energy back through them. This is important, for leftover energy that isn't dealt with is the prime cause of the dreaded magical hangover, which may be characterized by nausea, agitation, fogginess, headache, and a detached feeling. Practice grounding and centering regularly. Consider them to be important parts of your magical toolbox. Once they become familiar to you, you'll have a good sense of which one to use and when to use it. Dream work. Important insights often appear through dreams, whether symbolically or literally. The meaning may not mean much at the time of the dream, but if you write down the details in a journal, the meanings may crystallize days or even months later. When using dream work to help you explore your own nature or needs, begin by contemplating your questions as you fall asleep. Then write your dreams down immediately after waking in the morning. before the memories dissipate. This will help you reflect on the dream's content and meaning in the days and weeks to come. Divination. Working with divination can be an excellent way to explore your inner thoughts and ideas, especially if you enjoy divination and are good at it. But even if divination isn't your forte, you'll find that it can speak to you in ways that may help you shape and enrich your journey anyway. If you like the tarot, reach for your favorite tarot deck. The traditional tarot is based on the hero's journey, making it a perfect tool to use in planning the quest and trial inherent in a magical retreat. I suggest beginning your tarot work with a moment of centering. Shuffle the deck and hold it in your hands as you consider a central question about the goals of your retreat. Then deal the cards, creating a tarot spread. I have 2 suggestions for this. For a simple reading, use a 4-card spread that summarizes the 3 aspects of the hero's journey: departure, initiation, and return. Prepare the cards, shuffling and cutting as desired. Cut again. This card is you. Place it on the table so it is face up. Reversals do not matter with this card. Then deal 3 cards above your card, this time placing them either upright or reversed, just as dealt. The first card is about your departure, the second your initiation, and the third your return. For a more complex reading, deal a spread with 1 card for each aspect of Campbell's journey metaphor, plus a card for you, the one who journeys. Use your favorite tarot resource to interpret the meaning of the cards. In place of, or in addition to, the tarot, you could always try scrying with a candle, flame, mirror, or crystal. Center, ask your questions, gaze into the medium. Clear your mind and see what comes. Slipping into a meditative state will make you receptive to messages and answers. If you enjoy working with runes, perhaps they will speak to you. You might choose to make a cup of tea with loose leaves and practice tasseography or tasseomancy, the art of reading tea leaves, by looking for shapes, patterns, or messages in the residual leaves. Or you could take a long walk watching for natural augurs, signs from the natural world that speak to you or seem to respond to an unanswered question. After any divination session, make a detailed entry about the results. Ask yourself what you discovered, what you learned or learnt, and how this might help you develop your retreat. Write down details and make a plan to come back and revisit your words in a month or 2. You may be surprised to see how the message has unfolded since then. So remember that. Spell work. Let's not forget the magic. Try creating spells or charms to inspire, deepen memory, or open your powers of intuition. You could craft a ritual for the purposes of raising energy and creativity. You might empower a talisman to carry with you throughout the retreat for mental clarity and strength of purpose. Working with your altar can be a powerful adjunct to your planning too. Even pausing mindfully in front of the altar once or twice a day, maybe lighting a candle or whispering an incantation, will help you clear your mind and focus. Your inner voice. When I was in graduate school and studying writing, one of my favorite professors would remind me that thinking was an important part of the process. Simply sitting and thinking about an idea, he pointed out, was every bit as important in the creative part of the process as was researching or creating a draft. This concept applies to your work as well. Listen to your inner voice as you contemplate and plan your retreat. It's one of your most powerful mentors. If questions or doubts come to mind, don't shuttle them aside. Write them down and deal with them. This is your unconscious speaking to you in a powerful way. Even if the inner voice slips into naysayer mode, remember that the shadow is one side of the light, and vice versa. Not only do both have something to teach us, but you can't have one without the other. And it's a great truth that the most challenging times in our lives are the ones that teach us the most. If something is nagging at you, listen to it carefully. On the other hand, if a specific "let's do this" idea keeps popping into your thoughts, don't ignore it either, and don't make up excuses as to why it's impractical or impossible. An idea that keeps pushing through the layers of your unconscious demands to be heard. A good seeker must be open to the message. Goals and goal setting. Now that you've developed a few ideas about how you might spend your retreat, let's try a bit of goal setting. Consider your magical and or spiritual inclinations. Let's imagine you're very interested in the tarot and feel a strong connection to it. Been reading for 32 years, but you haven't had a chance to learn much about the process. Here's one possible response to these projections. And then it has a chart, and it has a bunch of stuff spelled out for you. Oh, and if anyone's interested, let's see if I can get back to it. Hang on. This is a picture of me, my daughter, and my mom. My daughter's in the middle. She's the one with the glasses wearing the blue. That's my Alicia. Mwah, love her to pieces. And that's my mama, and then I am laying on Alicia's shoulder, laying my head on her shoulder, smiling. So, but anyway, yeah, so it's got charts in the book. You can, it's got blank charts, blank versions of these charts, so you can just do your own. You can just make up one in a notebook if that's what you're most comfortable with. Whatever feels right to you specifically, that's what you should do. Trust in those witch stinks. Well, I call them witch stinks. But those of us that maybe are not comfortable with that term, instincts. Trust your instincts. Trust your gut. Trust that inner voice. Listen. Be mindful. Pay attention. And listen with humility and reverence. And understand that it is there to guide you. So don't shut the door in its face, Now it's your turn. What magical retreats do you have? Herbalism, spell crafting, working with charms or talismans, writing, toolcraft, divination, astrology, animal path work, gem and crystal magic, astronomy, green magic, runes, garb craft, Celtic studies, archaeoastronomy, healing work, something else. Choose your own topic or topics and respond to the following. Now they have a little chart here. I'll try to describe it. My overall goal: 1 month from now, I would like to have finished or accomplished the following. 3 months from now, I would like to have finished or accomplished the following. 6 months from now, I would like to have finished or accomplished the following. 12 months from now, and on and on. So you can do it up to 12 months, and it's like, okay, choosing a format for your retreat. In Chapter 2, we explored the different kinds of retreat. Now it's time to start thinking about which one would best meet your needs at this time. Consider the following examples. Recover from a period of stress or heightened activity. Celebrate an accomplishment. Undertake a period of intensive study. Begin or end a specific project, period of training, or the like. Like right now, I'm doing my cosmetology course, and that takes a lot of time, energy, and effort, and I've already decided that come Monday, I am going to stick with my original plan, and I'm going to start just getting my butt down to the local library and go to the quiet room they have there and do my studies. So, okay, here's some more ideas that you can use for your retreat. Undertake a self-ritual or initiation, things to do while you're there. Dedicate or rededicate. Let me try that again. Dedicate or rededicate myself to a path. Something biting me. Dedicate. Wait, oh, sorry, wrong one. Acknowledge or honor a rite of passage. Separate yourself from an unhealthy magical setting and begin fresh with a new one. Embrace the natural world. Escape. Okay. Meeting the mentor. An old axiom says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Hi. The same applies to the hero's journey. Once you hear that call to destiny or adventure, and once you set foot to the path, a mentor often appears. Joseph Campbell refers to this as supernatural aid. Kudos. But mentors can be ordinary people too. What is a mentor? The dictionary definition describes mentor as an experienced or trusted advisor, or as someone who trains or counsels. The word comes from Latin, from the ancient Greek mentor, the name of the advisor of Odysseus, Odysseus, young son Telemachus. In Homer's Odyssey, note that Odysseus felt confident enough in mentor's skills to entrust him to much of the teaching and guardianship of his only son. Mentors have long filled positions of responsibility and therefore of power in our lives. We may know mentors by a number of other names: priestess, grandfather, mother, coach, teacher, father, elder, sister, foster, and so on. Traditional societies typically provide a shaman or elder for those going on a journey or quest. And the same is true of magical communities that provide teachers, fosters, priestesses, or other mentors to supervise training. This guide helps the novice prepare for the experience, provides teaching, and gives her advice if she gets overwhelmed during the process. The guide may also help her evaluate the experience after it is completed, encouraging her to discover insights and formalize her learning. A guide may or may not remain available after the training is completed. Note, though, that the spirit of the shared adventure is never lost. You may be lucky enough to have a mentor available, whether through family, friends, spiritual groups, or other venues. If so, use him or her to help you plan your retreat. If you don't have a mentor at hand, try bouncing your ideas off of a magical friend. A fresh eye will help generate new ways of looking at and evaluating any plan. Interestingly, a magical journal can serve as a stand-in mentor if needed. In order to make this work, you must use the journal as if you're having discussions with it. Write your observations and experiences. Let the results steep for a few days to a week. No peeking in the meantime. No peeking. No peeking. Then reread the material and reflect on any new perspectives that you've gained. Journal about the new results. Leave them to steep once again. Then return and reflect. Keep the cycle of writing, gleaning, reflecting, asking questions, writing some more, going, allowing the journal to help you gather new insights. You'll be surprised at how useful this can be. I journal all the time. I love it. Let's reflect back on the ideas you've gathered in the first 3 chapters. Which of them could you realistically transfer into a retreat? Some of this will have to do with how much time you have available. Obviously, a lot of different schedules, time zones, so on. This is something we'll explore in the next chapter. For now, begin thinking about your retreat in earnest, following what I think of as the 1-bite rule. Have you heard the old riddle about how to eat an elephant? There's only one reasonable answer: 1 bite at a time. That concludes chapter 3, and this is the task for chapter 3, and thus the questions that you write down and then go back later when after this video or whatever, if you like, and do your own. You don't have to share it with me on here unless you really want to. You don't have to give like great details unless you really want to. But if you want to even just pop on and say, hey Janet, thanks, this really helped me, I got the book and I'm loving it, I'm a totally different person, hey, then my work is done. That's all I'm asking for, guys. That's what I'm here to do. This is part of my destiny. I'm trying to be a spiritual leader to the community. And my community, community to me is so vast because there's so many places in the world. Anyway, task for chapter 3. Here are a few more questions designed to help you focus your intention. The word intend comes from Latin roots that mean stretch toward. In working through these tasks, you begin stretching toward your eventual retreat and preparing for the challenges and excitement you'll face in the belly of the whale. Question 1. What are some of the most important things you have learned about yourself since you began studying magic? Question 2. What are your strengths and talents as a practitioner of magical spirituality? Question 3. Where are your weak points? Those places that would benefit by you learning more or developing additional skills. Question 4. What magical subjects would you love to explore for the first time? Question 5. What ideas or practices might you want to explore more deeply? Question 6. How could you benefit from a retreat? What do you need? Question 7. What kind of a retreat are you leaning toward? Question 8. Practice grounding and centering daily for a period of 1 week. Journal each day, and at week's end, evaluate your progress. I'm pausing to give you enough time to hopefully write down enough of it that you're like, okay, I got it, go ahead. Question 9, make a list of the mentors who have helped you during your magical life. Would any of these mentors be available to work with you as you plan your retreat or continue to explore your magical self? And then the only thing left after that is notes and ideas, and that's just like 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you want to put notes or ideas there, go ahead. Just make them uniquely you. Okay, chapter 4, planning your retreat. The beginning is the most important part of the work. The dreaded P word. Oh no, what's P word? Oh, planning. So smash that like button, guys. Subscribe to my channel. I am trying to, get myself in a more routine of doing this, every day. So even if it's just doing the next chapter in the Magickal Retreat every day, then that's what I'll do. But as a bonus, before I sign off this time, I would like to share with you the spell of the day. Now, this is a book called The Real Witch's Year, by Kate West, and it's one of those universal. You can use it every single year. You can use the same spells. You can add your own. You can use the spells in here and add your own spells to it and just whatever, have fun with it. Be creative. May 4th, hand fasting. A hand fasting is the witch's form of wedding. It differs from a conventional ceremony in a number of ways. Like any other craft ritual, it can take place anywhere the couple wish. Indoors or outside, friends and family will gather in a circle, and the ritual takes place within it. Usually this will be a caste circle, and the ritual takes place within it. Both parties enter the circle as equals. No one is given to the other. The promises made by the bride and groom are their own. There is no set form of words. So this can be as personal and individual as they like. The couple's hands are tied with a cord or ribbon during the ritual, hence the term tying the knot. They jump a broomstick to symbolize the leap from one life as an individual to another as part of a couple, which gives us the term jumping the broom. Witches may marry in any color, not necessarily white, as the necessity for a woman to be pure for her husband has no meaning in the craft. Having said that, the non-craft superstition of someone wearing green at a wedding being unlucky originates in the Beltane tradition of wearing green to show that you are actively seeking a mate. Probably the largest difference lies in the fact that the couple can choose to be handfasted for life or for a year and a day. The latter option is sometimes taken up by couples who like the notion of renewing their vows annually, perhaps tailoring them to the practical aspects of life together. Treat your partner with the same politeness and respect you would give a stranger. I am going to try and do this every day. I'm slowly, on my own destiny journey of sorts. I am supposed to be writing spiritually based books. So as you know, if you've seen my previous videos before this one, you know that means, I'm being creative myself. I'm trying to do my own thing. I'm trying to put my own spin on things. And yes, I have no problem. I don't see where I'm doing anything wrong. Chapped lips. As far as it's not a copyright infringement thing. I mean, if I show a title in a book, it's just so if a person wants to go out and find that book for themselves, just to look through it and say, yep, there it is right there, just like she said, sorry, I keep sitting back, but my back's really been hurting me. The past 3 days have been like a quest of sorts. It actually, for me, it started on when I decided not to go to Ravenwood Castle at the end of April, like originally I was planning. I was going to book the room for the 28th, but then, my husband and I got to talking, and it's not that it wasn't already in my mind, because it most certainly was, that we would like to get me, him, and our daughter Alicia to go up and have one of the cabins for a couple nights. Because you can sleep up to 4 people. And if somebody's, even if you want to take 6, you could probably do it. But everybody has to pitch in. Everybody has to pay a little bit towards it. Because, like I said, for 2 nights, with taxes and everything, because I already looked it up on the site and I figured out the math and everything, it's $314.91 or something like that. You can go to Ravenwood Castle. You can go click on the, it'll be the top little icon here that will say availability. Click on that. It'll bring up the schedule, and then you can go forward however many months you want and see what areas are available. And this can be like a family thing. I'm trying to, get more people out there realizing that these places exist, even though I wanted to keep this one at first to myself, but I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. This is too precious. Others should be able to enjoy it as well. And when you're there with friends, I mean, it just makes it all the more fun, and you're there with family, and you can, develop good memories that way. So I've got a lot of planning to do, for any kind of retreat myself, but I want it to be a good one, I mean, I want to impress myself and go, hey, good job for you. You did a good job, and because that encourages you to do more. That encourages you to keep going. That encourages you to be more creative and be more open and be more daring, But I just, by reading the content of these books, sometimes I reveal the titles and stuff. To me, that's not copyright infringement, because it's not like I'm sitting here saying, by the way, I'm the lady that wrote this book. That would be copyright infringement. So you got to pay me $40 and I will send you this book. No, that's bogus. That's bullshit. Sorry, I know we're not supposed to swear, or we're supposed to keep it at a minimum. I don't know if it automatically bleeps it out or not. If it does, that's great. I don't even... It's looking like the editing is going to become a problem because I don't have anybody to help me understand how to do it. Chris can't. He said it would be too hard for him to try and, he said, I can show you the basics. He said, I can teach you the basics, but, after that, you're on your own, because he just doesn't, I don't know, he doesn't have the patience, he doesn't have the time. There's too many things going on all the time, and our lives get hectic, just like, many of us in the world. But the 30th was when I celebrated Beltane. Now, I don't remember if it was the 30th or the May 1st. I have a Beltane video on here. That was me actually doing the ritual in my house, in my front room, over that direction, because that's where my altar is. So my husband's laying down. I hope I'm not disturbing him. I'm trying to keep my voice, kind of even, normal tone. I would turn the volume up, but I don't want a chance that it's suddenly going to, be too loud on that end, because I've been doing it at this volume the whole time. So why change it? It's just going to mess it up. But yeah, so because until I can get me, okay, I've got one actual book completely written. I've got a second one that I need to find and I need to finish. But these are just the paper version, guys. These are the notebooks. These are me taking the pen and writing down these things and, trying to give them titles. I mean, I even tried to do chapters like right away. I shed all the time. I swear, I'm a cat. But, I really, this to me is like a second, like a backup for now, until I can actually get some of my books turned into ebooks, and that people can actually, then that's when the purchases comes in. That's when, if people want to send me donations, absolutely. But if you send it to YouTube, of course, they're going to take a chunk of it. Sorry, got to resituate myself again. But, I've gotten PayPal so many times, and I've got so many different passwords because I've done it, but I don't know any of my passwords, so I can't access any of them, and I really don't want the headache of going through all that again and have just people send the money that way. For donations, to just like a lot of others of us do, to get money, to get equipment, to be able to go out and do paranormal investigations. You got to have a car, which I do. You got to have a crew. Right now, it's probably would consist mostly of me and my husband and maybe a handful of friends here and there once in a while. But as far as like strict, okay, this is a routine, this is our life, to that point thing where we're traveling on the road and stuff all the time, that's just not something that we're going to be able to do. Not realistically. So this is just my shielding and barriers oil that I try to anoint myself with every day, at least once a day. And it's a very powerful blend. It is a mix of stuff that I created myself. And to be fair, a lot of it is just combinations of different types of oils. And so I've combined it into like a power oil, it's like multi-purpose. But anyway, this series with the Magickal Retreat, as I've said in my other videos, to me, it's very spiritual. It's trying to help others, trying to motivate others. And as I'm going through the journey myself, it's like, hey, let's go through it together, even if it is just, with me doing the live streaming and everything. When I get better equipment, if donations start coming in at some point later, great. I will definitely use it well. I'll get me an EMF reader. I'll start getting my my tools together for ghost hunting. And I do have a diploma from Stratford Career Institute for astrology parapsychology. So I want to use it. I want to, that's what I want to, these live streams to be about is, not random, but multiple things. Let's put it that way. But anyway, so, I wanted to give a shout out to Ewu Crew, of course, Keeper of the Second, Paranormal Files, Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunting, Ghost Hunters. Just there's so many of them. I can't keep up, and I hope to be one. I can't wait to do my first live stream at Moonville Tunnel if I can swing it. Which my husband doesn't really. He's not too crazy about going, but I'm gonna make him go anyway because it's like, you know what, babe? Even if it isn't haunted, I still want to go. I want to go and experience it myself and be able to honor and revere all of those who in the past paranormal investigators have had the honor and privilege of checking that place out. And I mean, yeah, you know, sometimes the place is not going to give you anything. I mean, sometimes the spirits don't want to talk. You know, some of them maybe are just, they're not too thrilled and happy about the fact that, you know, they're dead and this is a totally different era. And, you know, wow, how things have changed, you know. I feel spirits around me all the time. As I grow in my power and my skills and abilities as a witch, a POTC, practitioner of the craft, Wiccan, eclectic. I really more or less now consider myself eclectic, because there's nothing wrong with knowing about several types of magic, because that's where you come up with the most powerful stuff that you also can make and put your own magical twist on, or just make a totally new one that's totally you, that's never been seen by human eyes, or, you know, you're not going to walk into a store, pick up a book, and there it is. But so this, for now, I feel will do. It'll give me, it'll help kind of ease me into what it must feel like when you're on an interview and you're live in front of a ton of people, you know. You know, that's going to be funny. There's going to be humorous videos there, because there's going to be times when I'm just going to be like, freeze, deer caught in the headlights, you know, because I'm like, oh my God, there's how many people and in how many minutes? Oh my God, you know, because the chat's going crazy over here and stuff. But, you know, I mean, I can't wait. It'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait to, you know, learn as I go. And I mean, I guess ultimately right now in life, that's pretty much about all we can do, is just, you know, learn and grow. Learn and grow. Don't judge. Don't criticize others. Don't judge and criticize yourself. Don't beat yourself up when you don't do something perfect. You can't expect that you're going to do something right the first time, because, hey, you know, that's not very plausible. But I guess for now, I've been on here a little over an hour. I'm going to go ahead and go, so I don't go into another endless fit of babbling. But thank you all for watching. I hope this is helping. And thank you, Jay, again. Love you, my buddies. Because Jay subscribed to my channel. So, yay, I got a subscriber. Woo, woo. And it's my friend, you know. It's my friend. And I love it, love it, love it. Love and blessings to all. And I guess I will see you next time. Peace, love.